Hey everybody, it's me again. I know I haven't done anything for a while. Um, kind of taking it easy on the travel. I hadn't done any cooking for a while, so I decided to do some Cajun red beans and rice. Um, so we'll start that now. So what I've got here is, let's see if you can see it. I've got one sweet yellow onion chopped, green bell pepper and celery chopped, and 3 cloves of garlic chopped. This is what they call the Holy Trinity in Cajun cooking. So there's always onion, celery, and bell pepper in everything. What I have in the pot over there, let me adjust this so you can see. Right now is about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I have over here some meat. So what you always start out with is you heat the pot up. And you can use, a lot of people use salt pork. I don't like it, it's too salty. I usually use ham hock, but unfortunately the grocery stores, for whatever reason, are only selling ham hocks in packages of like 4 or 5. And they don't freeze that well. So I generally only use 1 or 2 and the rest of them go to waste. So what I'm doing today is I've got some leftover ham slices from a spiral slice ham, smoked, that I've cut up. And then also, typically the Cajun version of this dish has andouille sausage. So I've got some of that chopped up too. So as soon as we get the pot hot here, I'm gonna throw in the meat. You wanna brown that first, then we'll take that out and we'll put in the veggies, and we'll sweat those down. Then we'll put the beans in. We'll put the seasoning in when we put the beans in. Before we put any liquid in, we'll stir everything around, get the beans coated really well with the seasoning. And at the end, we'll put in our liquid and chicken base. So let me get the meat and we'll start browning that up. So this is your chunked up spiral slice ham and then the andouille sausage. So we'll put that in. I purposely used kind of a fatty slice off of that ham because I want the fat to render out. And cooking fat is flavor. So we'll just kind of stir that around, let it get brown a little bit, and then when it gets brown and the fat renders out, then we'll take the meat out and we'll put the veggies in. I'm gonna stop right here and we'll pick back up after we get brown. Okay, we're back. I just pulled the meat off. Takes about 3 minutes or so. You just want to get a little color on the meat. Pulled it out. We'll put that back in after we get everything else ready. First thing you want to put in is your onion. Then you put in your celery and bell pepper. About 2 ribs of celery and a medium bell pepper cut up pretty fine. I don't like big chunks of celery and bell pepper in my beans. You just want to sweat these down until all of it is translucent. And of course the peppers and the celery will take a little bit longer. Maybe another 2 minutes, something like that. Also in the vegetables, of course, you're going to put your garlic in. You always want to wait till last to put that in. In fact, I think I'm going to put the beans in first. Garlic can burn really easily and get bitter, so you want to put that in at the last. Just keep stirring this around until you get the Becky's kind of soft. And they'll pick up some color from the meat too, so that's good. All this stuff, cooking in this order, kind of builds flavor on top of each thing. So I know I said I was going to put the beans in next, but I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in and turn the heat down a little bit. So that's 3 cloves of garlic chopped. Stir that around a little bit. Let that go for about a minute. And what we have here, these are Camellia brand small red beans from South Louisiana. I prefer that brand. They seem to taste better. So I soaked these overnight to let them soak in some water. They were dried beans. And now they're kind of reconstituted. You don't soak them, they'll never get soft. We'll put those in there. Stir these around, kind of get some of the garlic flavor and some of the meat flavors on the bottom of the pan. Some of the veggies to start permeating the beans. I still haven't put any liquid in here yet. We will soon. Then now it's time for seasoning. So that is about a tablespoon of Tony Zachary's Creole seasoning. And there's about a teaspoon of black pepper, about a half teaspoon of cayenne red pepper, about a quarter teaspoon of thyme. What else? About a half teaspoon to maybe a little bit over that of regular table salt. You don't want to put too much regular salt in here because we're going to put chicken base, which is salty, and then there's also salt in that Tony Zachary's. So you want to spread that around in here and give her a stir. Again, try and get the beans coated with that. We may add more Cajun seasoning later. We'll kind of taste it once our beans are soft. Now we're going to put in, you can use like a can of chicken broth if you want to. I buy this Better Than Bouillon chicken base. It's just concentrated like dehydrated chicken broth. Put like a heaping teaspoon of that in here. Stir it around. A lot of people only use water. That's fine. I like the taste the chicken broth gives it. I'm going to put quite a bit of water in here. So now you want to put enough water to cover the beans. I'm going to have to put a little bit more. It's about 64 ounces maybe, somewhere in that neighborhood. Stir that in good. Take your meat that you previously browned, stick her back in there. Again, stir it back up. And you can turn the heat back up, bring it to a boil, or I'm just going to leave it on like medium heat, medium low. And put the lid on it. It'll come to a boil naturally in a few minutes. And I can cook the rest of the time about Yeah, we'll test it about an hour and a half in, but somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours, you just simmer it like this with the lid on. When you do test it in an hour and a half, you want to see if the beans are soft, and then of course taste the the bean and the broth itself to see if you need to add any more seasoning. But that's what we'll do now. We'll just let it go, and I'll be back in like an hour and a half. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. We're back. I got the rice made. Um, I tasted it. It doesn't need any additional seasoning. In fact, with the ham in there, which is also salty, I almost made it a little bit too salty. It's not bad, but it is a little salty. So that's what it looks like. All complete. Your beans, sausage, ham, all your vegetables kind of, they're in there, but they kind of, soften up and go away. So we'll dish some up. Some of the beans. There's your finished product. Let me get a spoon and I'll give it a little taste. Get a little bit of rice and some beans. It's very hot. Very good, but very hot. So, dinner time. It's easy to make. It's not expensive. I think probably for this entire pot, the vegetables, the meat, rice, the beans, less than $10. You could feed at least 6 people, probably more, depending on how big of an eater they are. And it's tasty. There's a lot of protein in there. I didn't make one tonight, but I usually make like a salad, green salad to go with it, so you can have a little more vegetables. But you can also freeze this, put it in containers or bags, either with or without the rice in it, and freeze it. If you wanted to, you could freeze individual servings and just, I think it lasts about 3 months. You can pull them out whenever you want to. Or you can just, eat it tonight and the next day and the next day. I'm going to eat this tonight, and my kids and grandkids are coming over tomorrow for Sunday dinner, so I think we'll cook some steaks and this will be a side dish. So anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, put it in the comments section. I'll be glad to answer. Like and subscribe if you will, and I'll try to start doing, one a week, one every other week, something like that, cooking videos. And then of course when I start traveling again, wherever that might be too, I will vlog that as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.